Yeah, hey Kevin. News came out today that Jason Garrett's not going to be calling plays. That Freddie Kitchens actually is. How does that change preparation for you guys, if at all, going into Sunday night?
Well, first of all, I hope Coach Garrett's feeling okay. I don't think it changes much, Jake. They have an offensive philosophy that they believe in. They have a system. We have plenty of games worth of what that system looks like. So I don't think it changes much, regardless of who's calling the plays on Sunday night.
Thank you, Jake. Jeff Shadell has our next question.
Hey, Kevin, with Baker's had so much success rolling out and throwing the ball, do you find teams defending you differently since he's been doing it more frequently than early?
I don't know if he's been doing it more frequently, Jeff, but I would tell you, I mean, that's part of the key to our offense is the marriage of the run and the pass. And if you look at Nick's first touchdown run there in the game the other night, the defensive end is playing Baker Mayfield, and that's important because in the run game, Baker owns those defensive ends. So that's where the two play off of each other.
Thank you, Jeff. Mary Kay Cabot, you're up.
Yeah, Coach. When Freddie was here, he would do some unconventional things. He would run the wishbone, run a lot of trick plays, different things like that. So now you guys find yourself maybe having to look back at some film from last year here, perhaps, and then also you still don't know who the quarterback is going to be for those guys. So how does that impact your preparation over these next couple days?
Yeah, Mary Kay, I don't expect them to reinstall an offense, and really, Coach Garrett may still be heavily involved in every single one of their meetings. He just won't be there Sunday night potentially. So I don't think we should look into that too much in that regard. Again, they've established an identity of who they are, and we have plenty of tape to go off of.
Thank you, Mary Kay. Nate Ulrich, we'll go to you.
Hey, Kevin. How did the guys who returned to practice yesterday come through it? Are they all going to be back out there today?
Yes. And, yeah, who specifically, Nate?
Well, Denzel Ward, Kadarius Hodge, Austin Hooper, Jedrick Wills.
Yeah, all looked pretty good to me.
Okay, and then is there an update on Wyatt Teller? What's his status now?
No update today other than he's not going to practice. So he's progressing, and we'll see where he is through the day.
Thank you, Nate. Tom Withers, you're next.
Thank you, Rob. Hey, Coach. Nate kind of stole my thunder a little bit, but as far as Denzel's concerned, what does it mean to get him back? I mean, it's pretty obvious, but how much does that help your defense to get back your top cornerback?
Yeah, Denzel's obviously a good player. He's given us a ton of productive reps this year. He's made big-time plays in key moments in these ball games. So if we're able to get him back out there, I do think it gives us a boost.
Baker was saying something yesterday, Kevin, about how the work week is a little bit different, where you give these guys maybe some more mental reps and take it easy, a little easier on them physically. Do you notice that when you get to Wednesday and Thursday that, you got to kind of ease back a little bit and be really smart about what you do?
I just think you need to be mindful of the calendar and understand when the bye week was and the games we've been playing in and short week, all those things. Just take everything into account and put together a plan where we can remain sharp while also being fresh.
And if I could, is there a rookie wall for rookie head coaches?
I don't know. I guess I haven't seen it yet, so I don't know if that answers your question.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thank you, Tom. Scott Petrick, you're next.
Hey, Kevin. I know we've asked you about Donovan Peoples-Jones before, but Baker yesterday said that his trip to Austin in the offseason really helped. Have you noticed that? And how impressive is it for him not to be overmatched in the big situations like he was again Monday night?
Yeah, I mean, he played at a big-time football program. He played in the Big Ten, so he's played in a bunch of big games. So that doesn't surprise me. And then in terms of going down to Austin, I just think the rapport with the quarterback can only help when you're gaining extra reps for a young player who came into this with 0 reps with him. So I think all of it helps.
Thank you.
Thank you, Scott. Zach Jackson is next.
Hi, Coach. Wanted to ask you about Taki, just where you think he's made the most strides. He's played a lot more snaps in recent weeks. So just his overall growth from a guy who didn't play a lot last year to now playing a whole bunch with you guys. What have you seen?
Yeah, Zach, he's a very physical player in our base packages, and really it's dependent on the other team a lot of times in how much he plays. So when you go up against teams that are playing in bigger personnels, 21, 22, 13, that's a game where Taki is really going to provide great value for us, and he's done that. And he's been great on special teams too. Brings energy to the practice field. So we're really pleased with what Taki's doing.
Thank you, Zach. Tony Grossi, we'll go to you.
Wow, I had a great question for you, and I slipped my mind. Maybe it'll come back to me.
I'll take your word for it.
I'll go to Plan B. I know it's old news, but when Pat Shurmur wanted to interview you or wanted you for the Giants offensive coordinator job, of course, the Vikings didn't approve permission for that. Would it have been, what were your emotions then? You were also interviewing for the Browns head coach job at the time, but were you disappointed you weren't allowed to move on?
Yeah, like you said, Tony, old news.
All right, hopefully my other question will come back to me.
I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you, Tony. Dale Ryder, we'll go to you.
I'll confess, probably not a great question here, but I'm going to ask it anyway. We've talked a lot about Kareem Hunt and just his impact offensively. How much is it, and we've known about his ability to catch the football since he was a rookie, but how much has that ability helped you mitigate maybe some of the damage that you've had at wide receiver as a result of the volume of injuries and just all the shuffling you've had to do at that position?
Yeah, I think versatility is the key word there with a lot of our players, and Kareem definitely is that. You know, we ask them to do multiple things. We line them up in different spots. So you got to, number one, know your job. You got to detail your work. And then when you can run routes like he does, catch the ball like he does, I just think it gives us a lot of options there. And you can also just leave him at the running back and hand him the ball, and he's outstanding at that too. So again, versatility is the key with Kareem.
And as far as, you know, Baker and how confident he's been playing since the bye week, just like from your perspective, how have you been able to draw the best out of him? I know, you know, a lot of conversation about the trip you made to Austin and the Zoom, how you handled the Zoom off-season program, but could you just maybe shed a little light on what is it that you've done from your perspective that you found a way to maybe get the best out of Baker?
Yeah, I think I'd say Baker's drawn the best out of Baker. That's all of our guys are self-starters. They do a nice job with their work week, and I think Baker fits in that category. Again, I go back to his work ethic. How he prepares is something that gives me great confidence.
Thank you, Darryl. We'll go back to Mary Kay Cabot.
Yeah, when we talked to Baker yesterday, he mentioned that he would probably reach out to Odell this week, knowing how much this week would have meant to Odell. So just wondering, you know, what has been your, your dealings with Odell as he rehabs? Do you keep in touch with him? Is this a week that maybe you also will reach out, and maybe how much do you guys sort of wish he could be here with you for something like this?
Yeah, I stay in touch with him via text. Again, disappointed that he's not with us right now. Like you mentioned, I'm sure the competitor that he is would love to play in a game like this, but he's doing well in his rehab. And obviously I wish him all the luck in that, but yeah, definitely keeping in touch with him via text.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mary Kay. Scott Petrick, you're next.
Hey, Kevin. Olivier had another good game on Monday night. How important is it for him to either take some pressure off Miles or just be there on the other side, to complement Miles?
Yeah, OB's had some really good moments for us. He stepped up when Miles was out, which we really needed, and I think he's given us some great reps again. I think he's a physical player. He's very, very intelligent. We put a lot on his plate, and he's able to execute it, I think, just because he's a savvy player.
Thanks.
Thank you, Scott. Tom Withers, you're up.
Thanks, Rob. Hey, Kev, just curious, do you know Freddie pretty well?
I don't.
You don't? Okay. Just curious, though, in terms of being a play caller, did you take a look at, I mean, obviously you watched some of last year's film and stuff. Could you just comment on him as a playmaker? Or play caller, rather?
I think it'd be unfair for me to comment on that, Tom. I think, again, he's a very good football coach. And I think, as it pertains to this week, I think it's going to be the Giants' offense. And I think he'll be, running the scheme that they've been showing all year.